What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Damage. I'm back in another video today. Well, first off, I should probably say hi. It's been a while since we last talked, and by like a while I mean like a couple of months. I have been so far off from making my own content, making YouTube videos and stuff like that. I've come in so far off that I haven't even had the thought to do it. And then I kind of got myself in a little bit of trouble. So I made TikToks, and then when you make a TikTok account, the account's connected to your phone, and then your phone number, people who have your phone number could also find you. And people at my job found my TikTok and was like, you should make more. You have so little, but I like what you make. You should make more. And it's bad enough that I have people at my job doing that, but I have friends telling me that I should do it. I have family that's always been telling me to do it. It's weird seeing because before, when I first did YouTube for the first time and the first couple, I think I'll say the first year or two, there's people that was no, you should probably stop doing this. And obviously there are going to be people that like that, right? Especially with the time I started making YouTube videos. I started making YouTube videos I want to say 7 years ago now. 7 or it was 2023. So never mind, 8. It's been 8 years now. Shit, I've been making YouTube videos for 8 years. The first 2 years I had people tell me not to make it. Then for a good portion, I would say about another 2 years, people went silent. I think they were just kind of waiting to see what I would make. When I got to my 5th year and I got to being able to make good DC rewinds, and I started caring a lot about quality. I also upped my quality during that time too. I had a lot of people that were like, yo, you should keep making YouTube videos. This is really good. I like this a lot. And it's weird because the direction that I've taken my content used to be a lot of gaming, and gaming used to be the biggest thing about it. And now it's less gaming and more just talking. Also, I'm wearing my favorite shirt right now, my Spirit Box shirt. I just went to a concert a few days ago and loved it. It was so fucking amazing, and it was so good. But besides the point, hi, hello, welcome back. I missed you too. I missed you guys. I missed making videos. I missed talking and stuff, but I wasn't really working on my own shit. I was working on another channel that I'm now an editor for. I've been an editor for, but I'm an official editor for Prince DEVVY. If you see that channel, put the link and stuff and all that really cool jazz and stuff. And if you really want to see my editing, that's where you want to go, because I'll be probably focusing a lot more on that than this channel. And I'm gonna be dead ass with you, this does not mean I'm coming back. This just means that I wanted to make a video, and it's been a while since I've made one for myself. I should probably talk about that. So I've always talked about how I'd rather be an editor for someone else than for myself, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy it a lot more because I get to play with different things and stuff, and it's a lot more because it's a different personality. You have editing has a way of reflecting off of the personality of the person. Sometimes it gets a little hard to emphasize that because, see, as I've been, in YouTube and stuff, the biggest things I've noticed, at least to learn when you're doing YouTube and you want to make YouTube content, or you want YouTube content made of you or stuff like that, just audio and splitting it and making it a lot more coherent for people to hear. DEVVY doesn't do that. It's all VODs or clips, so I have to work with already pre-crunched audio. Nothing separated. Everything is on the same layer, which is something I used to do when I my year one. I did that. I had my videos, the layer was compressed. It was all one layer, and one layer of just 6 different things be sounds. It's off. I always had the numbers rule when it came to where how loud my voice should be in comparison to whether I'm playing a game, that should be a certain volume. If I'm listening to music, I want that to be a certain volume for the recording, so that when the recording comes, I can change it regardless. Hey guys, editing Chime here. I realized that I didn't explain what the numbers rule was. The numbers rule, at least to me, it's something that I've kind of made up for myself, but basically your mic is supposed to be at 0 decibels, right? That's the rule of thumb for me. And then I take the game audio, whatever that's supposed to be, and that's negative 17 decibels. And then the music is between negative 32 and negative 28 decibels. And then if I'm in the comms with someone, they're always about 5 to 10 decibels less than me, so that I'm always in the forefront in terms of voice, and they're still much more you can hear them a lot more than the game and then more than the music, but not overpowering me, because it's my content. I'm supposed to be the forefront of it.
That's my numbers rule. I should have probably put that in there earlier, but I didn't think about it.
I don't have that freedom here. He does not record any of that shit. He doesn't separate the tracks for me. I have to kind of just like use the editing skills that I've had to work around that kind of stuff, which is really nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's been years since I've done those techniques to even remotely make them viable now. But seeing that he doesn't do those things, he's still kind of used to the older stuff that I used to do in terms of like, or the way how he makes content is the old way how I used to do it. I kind of like it. Like I missed doing it, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm having a lot of fun because it's like, damn, I haven't edited like this in like years, but I have to like find those parts of my brain. But I've also gotten so much more techniques and stuff, and the last short did really good, and I was really happy with it. I kind of understood that there was like YouTube rules that I completely ignored, like the whole cursing thing and that stuff, and I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie, I remember reading it and I just ignored it because I was like, I don't make videos. But that was like, I do make videos, just not for me anymore. So I gotta be careful with that when it comes to cutting those things down. And it just kind of made me miss like making my own content in a sense of like this, but I don't like making gaming videos for myself. I don't find myself entertaining enough to even do that. So I don't really want to do it anymore. I like talking. I do like having conversations with people, and I like that these videos feel more like a conversation because it's never really just me. There's people that come into the comments and they talk to me about it, or people that watch the videos and then talk to me after the videos, like after they finish watching the video, and they're like, they talk to me about this kind of stuff, and I don't know, I just enjoy that kind of thing. As for shorts, my shorts pop off, bro. Like I'm really good at it. I don't know why I'm so good at it, but I'm good at it. I should do more, but I don't feel like making all that content personally for myself. I've done it for years, so I mean, it's good to know, good to feel like I'm good at what I'm doing. I just need to do it more, and then I'll probably do it more. I said a little earlier that I'm probably not gonna come back. I might, but there's certain things that have to happen for me to want to fully come back to making my own content. I'm still gonna keep making DEVVY's content, of course, but I mean, like in my regards to my own, I kind of don't feel like really I'm at the place, literally, technically, destination. I'm not where I want to be when it comes to making creative content. So what does that mean for me? In about 17 days, I'm moving. And I'm excited, but nervous. It's been so long since I've like moved. Like it's been over a year now, or about coming close to a year since I like moved and had my own place. It's been over a year since I've had my own place, but it's like, it's nice to just push that train forward again and get back on my grind and back on my progression. The main reason why I was thinking about like I come back to content when I move is because if you've noticed, I have become a lot more toned down. I had to, stop being so loud and gotta talk at a certain volume and record at a certain time of day. Like it's daytime. Like I don't record at daytime, I record at nighttime. That's the time that I usually do because I come after work and I just start making videos. And then I just don't have that free time anymore. So it's like, all right, fuck it. I'll just not make video. And then that led to one day after the next day after the next day. And it's something that I do miss. I do miss having that freedom of my own space, having my own place to go. Don't have to worry about shit when I come home. Also the distance from home to work is hell. But now it's like, I'll describe this. It takes me 2 hours to get home, roughly. Yeah, it takes me roughly 2 hours to get home. Now, it'll take me like 5 minutes. So that's a huge difference, right? That gives me more time to not only because it takes me 2 hours to get to work and 2 hours to get back. That gives me back like 3 hours and 50 minutes to get to work and get it back. That's pretty good. I think that because a lot of the time I could be either recording or editing, but I don't have that time because I have to consider it to going to work and coming back. So now I don't have to worry about that. So it's like, cool, we're good. I'm very excited for that though. I can't wait for that to happen. And maybe then I probably might come back to making content for myself. I still make videos, and DEVVY's channel is going to be my primary focus. Like my content now, I'm kind of just a secondary kind of thing. Not even, it's like a thirdary thing. That's my secondary thing. I've been gaming, but I haven't been recording it or streaming it or anything like that. I talked about it, I think was it last year? Or it might have been a year before, where I was talking about how I started to enjoy gaming, but not making content of it, just doing it. Just like enjoying the game and having fun doing it. I did that for the last like 2 months has been Warframe for me. And I love that game. It is now amongst my top 5 in terms of that. Like I have been killing it with that game, and I love it. I genuinely enjoy the game. I enjoy that game so much. I like it. I think on Twitter Twitter has been so fucking awful for me, and that's why I've kind of just fallen off on Twitter for me. I've uninstalled it. I have no reason to use it anymore at this point. The only time I ever use Twitter is if I'm on my PC, and that's like rare, because if I'm on my PC, I probably won't be on Twitter for long, because I'm probably going to go on Steam and load up some games. So I'm not really focused on Twitter anymore, especially since like they got rid of how polls work, and that was the thing that I liked polls. Also, Twitter just makes me feel like I'm alone, like all the time. It makes me feel like I'm alone all the time, and I hate it, because I know that's not really the case, but it makes me feel like I'm surrounded by like fair weather friends, like people that only want to see the good shit and don't care about any of the bads. Although that might be partially true, it's not how I want to constantly feel when I'm on a specific app. So I stay away from Twitter, but kind of iffy when it comes to friends a little bit, and it's kind of been weird recently. I've seen a lot of my friends like push their lives forward, right? Well, I don't even know if we can call each other friends anymore, but I want to hope that I say more so associates though. And it's say this right now, preface this right now. I want all of my friends to succeed. I don't want a single person that I know that I'm friends with to fail, or fail in regards of not able to succeed. Because a failure does lead to success in a sense. You learn from it if you learn from it. And I'm extremely proud of them when they do succeed. I absolutely cherish that shit. That is so awesome. However, and there's a caveat, when they succeed, I know that this also means that they're probably going to leave soon. And I know that someone's gonna be like, no, but yes, the gap between us becomes bigger until they're gone. Actually, great example. Someone I used to go to college with till I left. Me and her have been like friends since college. Like we met each other freshman year. We've been friends ever since. And then she graduated from college. She got her job, and we're still friends. We're still hanging out, still talking and stuff. A lot of bad shit was happening in my life, and it started to be less and less. Not because she didn't care, but she had her own things going on in her life. But at the same time, it's like her life was in the opposite direction. Her life was succeeding. I didn't want the bad shit that was going on with me to affect what she's doing, because I want to see her keep going. We hung out one last time, and it was really nice to just see how she was doing and see how well she was like succeeding and stuff. Now we don't talk like at all. Damn, that's weird. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I just, I lost her in that sense. But in the same sense, I'm so proud of her. I've seen how she was before in freshman year, and now she's like a grown-ass woman making grown-ass decisions, doing grown-ass shit. And I'm so fucking proud of her. And if she ever somehow sees this, I want her to know I'm so fucking proud of her. Destined to do amazing things. But I also know that I lost my best friend in the same situation. That's what I mean in terms of success. Like I know that every person that I've met, because of myself, I don't like interfering, especially when I go through a lot of bad shit. I don't like letting that weigh down anyone else. So I kind of just pull back, and I start to reserve myself, and I start to not talk to people as much. I start not hang out with some people. I start showing up like less and less and less until I'm gone. But I'm still watching. I'm still seeing from the sidelines. I'm just not interacting with it. I put a glass up and I'm just watching. And it's not like I think like less of myself in that regard, right? It took me 25 years to realize I'm not a mistake. It's just, I don't want the bad shit going on in my life to affect the friends that I know and the people I care about in a negative way. I'd rather pull away and let them keep doing their thing, and still, like, even if it's like you're supposed to come to your friends with your sad. That's true. You are supposed to. However, I know that some people aren't capable of handling that kind of thing. They're not capable of handling depression from someone else, let alone handle their own depression. How do you think they're going to be able to take care of yours when they can't even take care of their own? Most people can't even. Most people that I know that have some type of mental illness don't go to therapy. Like, I go to therapy and I'm still fucked. So, like, how do you think that makes someone else feel when you're going to them, confiding them with these heavy ass fucking traumas? Trauma dumping. It's bad. Don't do it. Jesus Christ. It's funny because, like, I had this dream. This was like last week I had this dream and it fucked with me. And ever since then, it's kind of given me to a lot more positive light. But it's been actually, I think it's been over a little week or whatever. But there's a saying that says you're supposed to give someone the roses before they die, right? Just let them know that you appreciate them. And they get to really know that. And I had a dream that made me realize that I'm not the terrible person that I kept thinking myself as. And it's hard to not see it like that, right? Like you see all the bad stuff, you see all the mistakes that you make, and for my case, I kind of just saw myself like only because of my mistakes. I'm not just someone who hibernates in my own mistakes, or at least I'm not supposed to. And I realized that that's not the direction that I want my life to go. And like for the first time, like I forgave myself and I stopped dwelling on all the things I've done wrong. Not saying that I didn't learn from them. I 100% learned from them, but there's some level of understanding, like everyone makes mistakes. It's only just a matter of if you learn from it or not. I've made a lot of mistakes, of course. Every person does. There's no person that doesn't. Fuck, even Jesus Christ made a mistake. Like, and I don't even believe in him, but man put water to wine, and that's a pretty big mistake. Look what it does to us now. So it's funny me talking about Jesus Christ. I actually went to church, not permanently, and I only did it once because I needed to understand something with myself. I needed to understand what it meant to believe in something was, because I'm an atheist and I will never believe that something like that exists, but I need to believe in myself. And what better place than a place where people believe that exists, and more power to them. But I kind of use them to help myself. Do I believe in God? No, I never can. But I need to be reminded what it meant to believe in something, and now I have some level of faith in myself and in the people around me too, because that's something else that I have an issue with, is the fact that I lose faith in other people. And you may not see me like that way, and for yourself you may not see it that way, but anytime you start to doubt people before they even done anything, that's losing faith. Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes people let you down too often, and you just like, I have no faith in this person. But like when they haven't even given them a chance, you haven't even given them a shot, and you're already discrediting anything that they're capable of doing, it's like, wow, you actually have no faith in this person or yourself at this point, because like shit, you shitting on them and you. But I know I put up a lot of walls around everyone, right? In the sense of like the person that I am is still not me, or it is me, but it's like inside I'm an awful person. I feel like that's just it, and I think that's why I think of like I see myself as awful. Sure, like the thoughts that I have are just terrible, right? And they are bad. But then there's like, before the thoughts in my head come out through my mouth, there's like 20,000 layers that come in there, and just like, can't say that, can't say that, can't say that, can't say that, and it's just limiting what I can say. And eventually that pissed me off to the point that I almost lost my shit. But now it's like I've lifted up some of those walls, and I've been able to speak a lot more about what goes on my mind. And I'm still never going to be the person that I used to be, and I'll never be the person that I, in the sense of like, could be say whatever the fuck you want since whatever. I'll never be that person, because at the same time I care too much about how my words affect other people. And I more so when I talk, I don't ever want my words to hurt someone. I want them to make someone think, even if it's just like think for themselves or think for their own like ideologies and stuff. I'd want you just to think. One of the biggest issues, and it's something that I have had an issue with, kind of is like the current like PC stuff, political correctness, and saying certain things you can't say, and yada yada yada, that whole thing. I don't like that there isn't a conversation. I think that's stupid. I think that the fact that it's like, oh, you want to talk about this? No, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about this. You can't say this. You can't say that. And it's like, but because there isn't a discussion, it's like all in kind of thing, right? So like, I've used one example that I can use that I feel like I'm allowed to use, at least in the recording. Race, right? People talk to me a lot about race conversations and stuff like that, and I'm very open to having those conversations, but I know that there's people on this planet that do not like having that conversation. There's things that I don't feel offended for that people take offense for me for, which I think is stupid. There's just things that's like, you can't say that to this person because it's gonna hurt their feelings and stuff like that, and I don't know how I feel about that, because there's some things that I'm okay, there's some things that I think that I need to be told that is going to hurt my feelings, but because it was told to me, it makes me think about it more. Do I think that you should harass people because of their beliefs? No, right? Then if we did that, then religion wouldn't probably exist in like 5 years. So like, I don't think that's like the right decision. I think it's a little nutty, but in a sense of like having an open discussion and actually having a conversation, not arguing, because people mistake conversating and debating as arguing. They're not arguing. They're very different. When you're arguing, there's ignorance, and there's just ignorance, and no one cares to hear the other side. But when there's a conversation, even if everyone walks out of this dissatisfied, there's now open discussion. There's thoughts. There's like, well, maybe, you know. And even if you just have that little glimmer of thought, it's like other sides can see what it's possible, can start understanding the other side. But like, because it's so black and white, which is so weird that we try to push to not be that, but that's all we are even more now. It's annoying. It's very annoying. And I feel like there's people on this planet that just like either feel dissatisfied and not happy, and there's like way bigger problems right now. Like the fact that if I go outside, and I go to a local poppy store, if you don't know what that is, a bodega or a corner store, and I try to get me like a Coke, and that cost me $3.06 because I got city tax and sugar tax. That's my problem right now. All right, I don't give a fuck about anything else. $3.06. Are you kidding me? That's nuts. When I was a kid, that shit used to be like $1.25, and I loved it because I could always find $1.25. Anyone could find $1.25. But the fact that it's basically past the double point from that point is gone, and it depresses the shit out of me. I have way bigger problems right now than these stupid other discussions. Everything else doesn't matter to me. Let's fix our economy first, and then we can talk about our stuff. It's weird though. I'm always so afraid and like careful about what I say. I have to. It's like as if everything I ever say is scripted, even though it's not. It's just like I have now it's like AI chat in my head. It's premeditated and has biases and all this stuff, and it's already all that stuff is taken out and it's extremely neutral, and nothing you can say can be taken out of context unless you really literally rip it out of. It's just jarring. That's where I'm at now in life, right? It's like I'm filtered, I'm washed down, I'm hardly the same human I used to be, which is actually a good thing. I'd rather be a lot more. I wouldn't say I'm like, first off, I wouldn't say I'm fixed in terms of like depression. No, I'm not fixed in terms of depression. I think what I am is optimistic. I used to be quite pessimistic, and that like I think very little of myself, and I still kind of do. I'm not gonna act like I don't. And there's times where the pessimism kind of just rises up and shows up. It's like, hey, here I am back again, here to kick your ass. But like, nah, it's more like then I get reminded like it's not so cut and dry. I wish it was. At least it would make then there would be some sense of consistency, but there isn't. It's just sad. I think that's just it. I think that a lot of things right now are just very sad. It's not that I lost hope in it. There's hope there, but I'm sad about the reality of it, I guess. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are just sad about how reality is. Reality sucks. There's no good. Like, or there's some good, but there's so little good that you have to like hold on to that little bit of glimmer of hope, because surrounded by that one flare is darkness. It's the only thing I can compare it to is space, right? We are a mere speck of like light in an entire void, and that is life. That is life. Life is the fact that you are the tiny speck in a void, and there's nothing changing that, right? You can't fill that void with light. You can only hope that the glimmer of light you have is stronger than the consumption of the void. So that shit's hard. I am such a huge advocate for therapy. I think that without therapy, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. Shit, I wouldn't be here right now. But I wouldn't be where I am mentally either. I would probably be a lot more broken and confused and lost and dead. But like it would have been just bad. But with therapy, I think that there's something I need to understand. I need people to understand when I talk about therapy and stuff, because some people don't understand that like therapy didn't work for me. It doesn't work if you're not willing to open up. And I know that what that means, because a lot of people don't realize that they put up their own walls, that they're too reserved in certain things. They don't trust the person they're talking to because they, I don't know, whatever reason, whatever happened to them doesn't allow them to. And it won't work. Of course it won't work. You won't be able to let it out, right? And therapy is the only place to where I can start lifting those walls and talk more and open my mind more and have more conversation and put more thoughts into my head. The old me was extremely reserved, but also the old me was like cancelable. I don't know if that's a word. You can cancel me, and it would be actually justified. It would be justified. Now there's me, and I could be voted for president, but like maybe, I don't know. I never want to be president. No thanks. It's more so like you have those conversations with people. I have a conversation with a person at a very confined space that doesn't go anywhere, right? It's just one in you, right? Because under contract, they can't talk about it to anybody else. And if they do, you can sue. So there you go. But I have never had that experience. That's not true. I've had it before when I was a kid. That was why I didn't like therapy before, because when I first tried therapy, the therapist would tell my parents what was going on. And I hated that shit. I hated that so fucking much, because the one place I wanted to go to talk, and you told my parents, the last people that I think that would understand anything of me, no offense to them, but seriously, like, you think they would understand anything about me? No, they don't even know me. They buy me video games and tell me to go fuck off, get good grades. There you go. Watch the kids. But that's not the place I would want to go. But when I got older, like recently, you know. And I have my own therapist. My therapist don't know my friends. That's something I also do. My therapist doesn't know my friends personally. My therapist doesn't know my family, doesn't know anyone in my life. They're extremely just locked off from the rest of the world, and I will keep it that way. I would rather have it that way forever than bring somebody else into their no things. And that's why I would never share my therapist either. I keep that very secluded. As they keep my personal thoughts secluded, I'm going to keep their identity and their location secluded as well, because no thanks. It started off with, I had a lot that I wanted to talk about. Maybe too much. I've always kind of been, and not always, after I started to understand what it meant to talk, I've kind of overshared, and I talk too much about certain things that I probably shouldn't to other people because they're not capable of handling it. And then I slowed down. I think it was just, I needed someone to hear what was going on and to say anything back, because a lot of times when I used to talk to people about just friends or families like that, I talked to them about what was going on, they would hit me with silence, and that's the last thing I need. I need someone to talk to me, but I need some mix of logic and irrational for me to understand, because I'm human. I'm very logical, but I'm also illogical on some things too. And having a therapist that mixes those two helps out a lot. It helps out a lot, because now I can think. That thing that I just did, actually, where I sit there and I just kind of pause and just let my thoughts collect and then talk. It helps me communicate what I want to communicate. It helps me talk, right? Sometimes I say it with sometimes I talk with just a flow and it just keeps going, but there's times where I'll just pause and just think and say, hey, what do I want to say now? What is the thing I want to say? How am I trying to find the correct words to articulate it? And my therapist kind of helped me do that. You know, my therapist I'm there for 2 hours. So I get to sit there and I get to pause and just think, what am I trying to say? What is this that's going on right now? How am I trying to convey that to this person? And whatever they say, I have to not take it so extremely personally to the point that it hurts, right? I have to listen. You can hear someone, but that doesn't mean you're listening. I think that's some issues with logicians, or is it called logician? People who are logical. The issue I've seen with people that are logical is that they understand the solution to the problem, but then there's ignorance. They don't take into account human error. That doesn't excuse the reason why someone can't fix their problems. It's just there's a reason why they're not doing it as efficient as the logician or as the logical person would, right? On the flip side, with the irrational people, they are very too much on their feelings. Like how they feel, they believe is right, and any sense of logic between that is wrong. Or to them, their feelings become logic, and that's not okay. Because then, under any circumstance, you can technically justify any action a person does. A person feels like, I want to kill someone. And then they take action. And then it's like, well, why did you kill someone? That's completely wrong. Well, not to them. They felt like that was the right thing to do. They did it. And they don't feel any sense of shed of guilt for it. So it's kind of like, you can't have just logic and you can't have just feelings. You need to have a blend of both, and then you kind of get I was told it's called Zen, and you reach some point where you have a true understanding of yourself. But a lot of people are too ignorant to the other side. That's just it. They don't give a fuck about the other side. They're like, Zen, fuck you, bitch. My rights, my truths, everything else, fuck you, right? Or the other side of that is, fuck you. Here's what the facts say. Here's what this says. And it's like, well, if we were to live a life by facts, we should be just robots. If we live live by feelings, we'll be in anarchy. There's no win, right? You either lose humanity or you gain too much. There's no win there. You just need to find the middle ground. We just don't like finding the middle ground. Too much freedom is bad. Too much reserve is bad. You don't know the middle ground. We don't know where that is. I hate to think that I'm based. I hate that idea, because I don't think that I'm based. I think that I make sense in those regards, right? I take into account both sides. There's people that obviously do things that just don't make sense, and I try to make sense to them, but I can't. I worked with someone who had a long conversation about how irrational they are, because they are. They're probably the extremist of a definition of irrational, and they don't care at all about logic, and they specified that they don't care about logic at all. It's all about how they feel, which is bizarre to me. But on the flip side, I've met people who are just complete logicians, and logic is all they care about. If it doesn't make any factual sense, there's no point. Which is like, well, if you're a human error, right? It's dumb. Then people force their own morals on each other, and it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And I don't understand that. Why force your own morals, whether you believe, right? There should be some rule of thumb where you just understand, like, no, stop forcing your morals on other people. That's just not okay, right? If people force their own morals on me, I'd already killed myself before. And I know that sounds insane to say that in the video right now, but that's dead ass. I would have probably already been gone if people forced morals on me. Those people that have tried, and those people I've kicked out of my life. Because I don't agree with that. That's insane to me. Forcing your own morals, no. Okay. I have been recording for about 42 minutes, and I already feel slightly winded in terms of mentally. I'm probably going to edit this video and then upload it the same day because I'm that kind of guy. But I want to say thank you for everyone who just sat here and watched and talked to me. To me, you talked to me. You didn't, but you talked to me. You sat here and listened. It's probably equivalent to a therapy session, except for you didn't give me a conveying response, and you should in the comments below so we can have a discussion because I like having those conversations. Or you can DM me on Discord, I think, if you want to have more of a private conversation. I don't know. I like having conversations about things that are bizarre or not. You know, how was your day? You know, hope you guys have a good day. That'd be fire. If you didn't have a good day, why? Why was it shit? You know, there's one more thing. There's one more thing. I was like, I'm winded, but I'm not. There's one more thing that's in my mind. You know what? I was gonna go to therapy with it, but I'm gonna go to this video because I feel like I could talk about it in this video and it's not as bad. Recently, I have probably lost what I would consider my brother. Not in a sense he died. No, that's not what I mean. For the first time, I was honest about how I felt about his relationship. And when I mean honest, I let it all out. I stopped holding bars back. I stopped reserving what I wanted to say because the reason why I held back on it was because of him, right? I didn't want to say anything because I was like, he's happy, right? And it's not affecting him that negatively to where I was like, okay. Yeah, if it was a toxic relationship, well, that's the thing. If it started off as a toxic relationship, then I would have said something prior, but it didn't start off as a toxic relationship. And then it started becoming more and more and more like one, right? Where I couldn't hang out with him on his own. We've had less and less conversations. We've talked less and less. We've hung out less and less. It's almost like I don't know if he's actually alive. I don't know if he's actually alive, truth be told. I haven't seen him physically in quite some time. The only time I ever know he's alive is when he's streaming. And with the recent AI shit, he could have been kidnapped and I wouldn't know. I basically lost my best friend, like my brother. And I let it out. I didn't hold anything back. That's not true. I did hold some things back, but I didn't. That's because it was just due to pure anger that I wanted to say other things. What, do I regret it? No, I don't regret saying any of that stuff. And personally, I think that I should have done it a long time ago. But I didn't understand what it means. I put him between a rock and a hard place, right? Because he's between me and his significant other. And I kind of know what granted, I guess this means I'm losing faith in him now because my brain's like, he's probably going to choose the significant other, but rationally that makes sense, right? And it's not that I don't want him to, like, first off, end his relationship based off of the fact that I don't like his significant other. That's beyond the point. I don't want that to happen. It's more like, I don't want anything to do with your significant other as myself. I don't want to be around your significant other. I can't stand your significant other. And I know that sounds so fucking mean and so harsh, but if you understand who this person is and how they have been to not just me, but other people that I've noticed, other people around, without even knowing they're doing because of their own level of ignorance, it's like, you would understand. I don't want to be around that person. I can't. It's not good for me or the people that I hang around mentally to be around that person. It causes more anger and stress than I'm willing to bargain for, but I don't want to. That's just it. At the end of it, I don't want to hang out with that person. I don't want to be around that person. I want to talk to that person. I want to see that person. I want to hear from that person. I want nothing to do with them. And I never really did. I just put up with it because I was like, this is my bro, you know? I want to see him happy, so I won't. But it's been years, like well over like 5 years that I felt that way. And it just got worse and worse and more dreading and exhausting and excuse after excuse. And it's like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I tried. I really did. But the biggest issue I have with people, and it's not that like I can hate someone and hate them forever. That's not really it. I can dislike someone and it becomes hatred when I see they haven't bothered changing or growing as a person, right? They haven't done anything to, and I mean, you have free will as a human being. You have the ability to do your own shit, regardless of any situation. And knowing that there hasn't been any, whether that be, oh, I need to fix my own financial situations, or whether that's been like, I need to fix my own financial situations, or I'm a person, I'm as a person, am a terrible person to other people, or I am a person, treat my significant other not as good as I should, or I'm not as appreciative, or I'm so insecure about my relationship that I can't be without my significant other, and they can't be around anyone else without me. And it's like, that's so insane to me. That's so insane to me. I can't do it. And I'm pretty sure that means by the end of it that I lost my best friend. You know, I lost 2 best friends. That's hard. I just got one back. I just got one back and I lose 2. Every day has been so much harder, but I've been trying to think about it with some type of hope. Like there's some glimmer of hope that there's like things aren't going to be as shit. But fuck me, dude. That doesn't excuse the fact that it hurts. That's just it. Alright. That's it. I'm done with my therapy session. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, that does not mean I'm back. That does not mean I'm gonna make a video tomorrow or next week or next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. Who knows? Who knows when I fucking make another video? I make one whenever I feel like it. If you want to go check out more of my editing, though, go check out Prince DEVVY's channel. I just love that man. Man's great, really good. Please, DEVVY, if you're watching this video, split your audio. In some types of cases, I don't give a fuck how you do it. If you just record exclusive the audio, let me fire. Thank you. Just keep that shit separate. You know, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding and not kidding. It lets me do 2 things, whichever way that goes. Shit. People who want to make videos, split your fucking audio, all right? If you want to make videos, split your fucking audio. It's so hard to not. Like, it's so hard to do that and then, like, to like keep all your videos compiled and not be able to. That shit is hell, all right? I don't know how the fuck anyone's doing that shit, but split your audio. Also, get a light. Well lit, okay? Not everybody can afford a crazy camera, that's fine, but every camera loves light. Every camera loves light. Not too much light. Okay, not too much light, but every camera loves light. Get some lighting. Even VTubers need some lighting. Like, and if you don't know that to be true, that's very true. You can't be sitting in the dark and then try to use your VTuber model. That shit does not catch your face. Like, it gets weird. So, light. It's very, very useful. It's enough tips of being a YouTuber to me. I'm done. All right, so have a good time. I don't know.